People ask me why I go out by myself, and I'm like, why not? Why not be able to just take it in, just experience it without, somebody alongside chatting it up in your mind completely somewhere else. Not that far from civilization. I could pretty much see it through the trees. I know my directions, I know my maps, I know the weather, I know some things I can eat out here. And if I had to, I would fight. So, it's about being alert. It's about, knowing your surroundings. And then not having fear about it. Like, not... just letting go. And honestly, I'm here to get out of my mindset. The mindset that's digging me into a little bit of hole right now. So, like an idiot. Like a failure again. And, sometimes you need to process that. I mean, ideally, every time process it. Every time really think about what you're doing. And you need silence for that. You need quiet. Seems like another bit of a road or entrance. I don't like poison ivy, and I don't like ticks, but it's not too terrible. Yeah, I don't know. It seems pretty wide. It's probably one of those wide ones. Yeah. Let me take a directional. That's a nice wall. After saying all that, I gotta get myself back to where I was. On the trail. And I don't think I have anything for snake bites. I hope I have an EpiPen. So if I don't, I'll have to conserve my energy for like a long time. Oh, got some shroomies. So, yeah, these are the little ones good for neuropathy. Anything neurological. Interesting. It's telling me I need to get me some of these. It's like a ghost flower. So cool looking. All right, back to blueberries. You know, when I think about being judgment-free, I also think, that it's not always about what you think about other people, but what you think about yourself. So it goes both ways. If you're trying to clear the kinds of judgments you have against other people, first things first, you gotta clear that with yourself. And I'd like to scout around without this thing in my face. I just want to mention, you could feel how hot it is right here. And I feel like that has to do with this. If I could hear something coming off there. But the other thing I wanted to point out was there's a bunch of these really cool rock ledges, and I would suggest not to go on that. I mean, I think that's kind of the stupid route, unless you want to, meet a rattlesnake in the way you don't want to, or fall over and break your face open, or, This is like a perfect snake pit right here. Anywhere they're gonna get heat, they're gonna want to stay around, and stupid people make it worse for everybody, honestly. Like, before you do stuff, get informed, feel comfortable, and please don't come out here and just blast your crazy music. Nobody else wants to hear that, especially not nature. Nature has its own rhythm. It has its own song that it's playing right now. And everyone is so busy, they don't hear it. But it's also a healing song. So that when you hear it, it brings healing. Now, there are lots of moths. I am not seeing blueberries yet. Let's check over there. Ow. Some of these are ready, but a lot of them are not. Keep seeing a little yarrow, which is in flower. So these, well, aside from a bunch of mugwort, you can see here, we've got mountain mint. So cute, it's gonna flower. And I picked some and, it's got like a very mild minty kinda. Pretty darn cool. Almost tastes like it should be in potpourri. And then we've got meadow sweet fern. And I noticed this because it was this cute little bush. Needed to know what that was all about because it's a nice fern. Don't tell anyone, but I've transplanted things before. But, you know, I'm within 50 miles, so. Ooh. Prime. This is a perfect description of what mullein is. Man, what great timing. This is a specimen. Okay. Make sure what's going on here. Okay, so we've got the big fuzzy leaves. Very soft. And then this turns into yellow flowers, so you could see it start coming out. And when it gets really tall and dry, you could pop the whole thing off and use it like a lantern. What do they call it? Sorry, I'm distracted by food. Yeah, not seeing too many blueberries. I'm seeing raspberries, but not too many blueberries. See, they're not really ready. These are the smaller ones, though. I find a lot of locations have better sized ones. This isn't a larger sized locale. You know, thinking about going in my own backyard, actually. If these are coming out, I might have them too. You know, other people have asked me, how can you eat it off the ground? I'm like, so smearing a surface with a chemical is gonna make it cleaner or more sanitized so much that you lose the microbiome that you need to fight off disease. Thank you very much. I would like to keep my immune system functioning, and that also requires taking in sun. So what am I doing? It is 3:30, almost 4 o'clock. It's later in the day. It's not the hot heat of the day. I cover up fully. I have my, as you saw before, I walked in with the jacket because that's another thing. It is cold under the shade, but when you get in the heat, it's hot. And you're going to evaporate a lot of, underarm sweat and skin sweat, and that is the water that you drank earlier. So you're going to have to stay hydrated, or if you're in the sun, especially when it's this hot, you're going to get lightheaded. You're gonna feel like you want to pass out. You're gonna have parched lips. Your eyes are gonna see double. Like, there's a lot of things that could happen. You could be here dried, and someone would take a day to find you. Like, you never know what's gonna happen. So freaking be smart. You know, this is a pretty steep hill here. If I were to make a bad step, I'd be down there and, you know, nobody's around. I wouldn't have the energy to just like pop out of a daze. Like, so many of these beautiful lakes and beautiful rivers all around here have been covered in trash and graffiti. And it's sad. It's sad because would you want somebody coming to your house and putting graffiti on your front door? Like, why are you doing that to nature? Why are we abusing nature? Why are we using it as if it's only going to produce what we want and it will always produce what we want, as if we're some Queen Sheba and not caring that all her slaves are 5-year-old children? Like, come on, guys, wake up. Wake up, because the earth made us first, okay? We were made from the earth, all right? We didn't make the earth, okay? So we abide by its laws. Think about that. All right, back to Mullen. I don't want to be angry for very long because I'm at the top of the mountain. And I see there's 3 other hilltops that I could go to. So it's not the only one here. Maybe I'll find more over there. Anyway, Mullen. You dry this. Could probably, you know, clean your butt with it. The natives used to smoke it to clear mucus from the lungs. It is basically anti-mucus. Make it into a tea. First you dry it. Just hang it upside down somewhere. And then when it dries, crumple it up, put it in a tea. Not so boiling for very long, you just throw it into the boiling cup. You know, add a little lemon and some honey, and you've got a great way to combat the COVID, the mucus, that sickness you're trying to get over that's all up in your respiratory system, your nose and throat. So that's a very useful plant, but it's a very big weed and it takes up a lot of space. But it also tends to be in drier areas. I find, like in between rocks and sandy spots, like on the edges of prairies, fields. Definitely not inside the woods. You're not gonna find that there. All this stuff here right now is stuff that's in rocky soil that juts out into a sunny spot. You're gonna find berries in a place like this. You're gonna find little low fruit trees. Just get to know your land. Get to know what it has to offer. But don't just take, okay? You ask. This is your neighbor. This is pretty much your father, mother. You ask for permission. just makes sense because we get the backlash of that when we do things that, well, we thought we had a handle over. It was our thing. We were doing it. We took pride in it because we were thinking up an idea. You know, things don't always go as planned. And that's what usually happens when you think you have it all planned and thought out. To bring you back to reality, to kind of kick you in the ass, you know, like a dad or a mom would do. The universe is. Sorry, I see this little thing here caught my attention. What the heck is this? Some kind of a... interesting piece of pottery. Looks kind of newish, but what's with the... I don't know, man. Bless this area. Sorry for disrupting your anthill. Hope that's somewhat back. Shoot. See? I didn't ask. I didn't pick that up. And now I've got a gazillion little ants like freaking out. And I'm too close to see. Oh well. Yeah. I'm probably gonna use up my phone if I don't do anything about it. Wrap this up. Yeah. You're down on yourself for a lot of things. And you come out here and you just say, you know, my day was just a freaking blip. I'm just one. One on this massive freaking earth. I mean, I'm the only one out here right now. But that's because like 50% of the world lives in a city. It's a lot. Why would you want to trash a place that brings so much beauty? I mean, they probably had to clear out this whole section at one point and keep it clear just for these lines up here. That means we totally deforested this whole section, you know, and we didn't ask. You know, the animal homes that were there, and just boom! Oh my God, there's like this big rumbly sound, run! Like, you know, imagine the trauma, the terror. How is that any different than human war against humans? Not to mention other wars, but there's a lot of St. John's Wort here too. Those look like big red berries, so they are probably poisonous. But I'm gonna check them out. Nope. Just more raspberries. I'm not filling buckets. That is for sure. I got tipped off about this location. And now I'm getting ticked off. No fault. You can't expect anything, like ever. That's just how it is. It's literally just how it is. That's how nature works. That's how laws work. It's not just philosophy. It's not just somebody writing in a book. It's many people writing it in a book because they've observed it. There is the observance that comes before the writing. There is the research, the trying to understand. You don't just pick up a book and write it. But I'm learning to do that too. I'm learning to just put stuff out there. Not worrying about it. Not thinking too much about it. That's really hot. We got a weed here. But this is mountain sorrel. And it looks like a pie server. Kind of tangy. Really yummy. Highly recommend. Butterflies love the milkweed. This is one that's spent already, but you can see that these are little edible flowers, so it's kind of cool to see it in action. Oh, even the caterpillar on the top. Lots of St. John's wort jutting out into the path. These will actually have a really red hue to them, but you can make an oil and you let it sit in the oil, and this is good for nerve pain in general if you put it topically. Ingesting it is what complicates things with taking medication. I have turned into the ridiculous sight you see in the middle of the woods. But it's too damn hot. And I need to cover my face. And I'm finding some berries, so tied it on my head. I think it's working pretty well. Right? You know what? No shame. No shame. I mean, what's the point? What's the point? Tell me why it matters that I tied this thing on my head. Why? It's working. I don't know why people get stuck on social norms and what's acceptable, and care should be acceptable. Caring about each other should be acceptable. Caring about, how you care about other people, what you do for other people. No, that should matter. And when you're picking, don't pick it all. If you got a few left on the branch, just leave it. Birds need it. Other people may need it. You never know. I certainly need it right now. This is my vitality right here. Ooh, yummy, yummy. Alright. Conserve power. Okay. This is looking more like it. Yeah. Not crazy big, but there's enough blue around. Now we see some grapes here. Yummy, yummy. They're obviously green right now, but we'll see. I'd say that's a pretty good haul. Almost good sized cup. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch this little nature walk.